Maryland, one of many fields. We've got Switzerland against Japan for you tonight. Switzerland coming in at 1-2 with the record, and Japan at 3-0. It should be a terrific matchup. We'll see. Japan seeded 9th, one of the better teams. Let's take a look at our players to watch. For Team Japan, there she is, number 4, Maiko Iwata. I'm telling you, she's had a tremendous tournament in goal for Japan, for head coach Yoko Shibata. Let's keep an eye on Maiko tonight. Defensively, I count only 12 goals over 3 games given up by the Japanese. So, on the other hand, let's look at number 21, Christy Grovum. She's got the hot hand of late, and Switzerland is going to need to find the back of the net under Coach Nora Berger to stay competitive in this game with Japan. Stay tuned, sit back, relax. When we come back, we will have the opening draw control for you right here on ESPN.
Every player knows the skills you learn on the field can be the foundation for anything you choose to do in life.
Thank you for the sweat, the tears, the pride, and for the celebration we share.
When I reach for a stick, it's like I'm shaking hands with history. Thank you for connecting me to a greater community.
It's more than a game to me. It's a gift to be a positive force in young athletes' lives. And I'm thankful I can help the next generation develop a love for the sport.
When I was his age, those moments on the field meant everything. Thank you for giving us a way to stay connected, even as they get older.
We're growing beyond goals on the field.
And our futures are united.
You give me the opportunity to fuel aspirations
and to ignite potential.
So thank you, Lacrosse.
For inspiring me to be me.
We are better,
Safer,
and wiser together.
and we're building a stronger future
For everyone.
It's coming. The world is coming to San Diego. 30 nations, 30 teams. Only one will be crowned world champion. There's nothing like playing for your country. This is the pinnacle of sport. Be here as legacies are forged and history is made.
Pool E standings right here for you as we get ready to do the draw control. Japan leads 3-0, and in second place, the Haudenosaunee at 2-1. Okay, first draw control goes to, let's identify the players. Japan is in all white, folks, moving left to right on your dial. And Switzerland is in all white, moving in the opposite. Did I get that right? Yes, in the opposite direction. Japan in red, Switzerland all white. Make it simple here. It's nice. The sun is behind some clouds, so it's not too hot. A perfect night for lacrosse. Thanks so much for joining us here as Japan, the 9 seed. I've had the pleasure of covering a couple of their games, and they are so organized, so fun to watch. Oh, terrific save by number 11, Louisa Moser, to get started for Switzerland. Exactly. You know, we talked about how many goals have been allowed by Japan. Their defense is really one of the best I've seen in the tournament. So lots to tell you here as we unfold as day 6 and pool play begins to end, and we move further into the tournament. We'll keep you up to speed and what we know. It's number 9 for Japan, Ai Hirose. Oh, a terrific cut. And another save by Louisa Miller. Watch out, here comes Team Switzerland. And there's Christy Grovum. Christy Grovum played collegiate lacrosse here in Maryland at Washington College, a Division III school. Good defense, again, part of that smothering defense we were telling you about. They will contest every single pass, will Japan, as they set up in the attacking third here. Christy Grovum scored 116 goals in her 4 years at Washington College. And let me tell you, folks, that's good. Japan, meanwhile, running their offensive set here. Hands it off at the top. Oh, there's a beautiful finding. The cutter on the back side is number 17 for Japan, Miho Sakurai. And for you young lacrosse players watching, notice the deception on the shot. Faked way high, pretended like she was going to shoot high. So, you know the goalkeeper, Louisa Miller, is starting to elevate, and then she quickly goes down low. And that's what we call changing levels. Change levels of your stick if you want to score more goals. I'd like to see more of that. If you just keep your stick up high and shoot, the goalkeeper's pretty much going to see that. And remember, their cross is a lot bigger than the attackers to make those saves. Back to draw control circle. Number 23 for Switzerland, Hannah Booman, against superstar number 11, Kokoro Nakazawa. I've said her name so many times, I wake up saying Kokoro. She is the future of Japanese lacrosse, in my opinion. What a superstar, and a good part of the reason why Japan is currently 3-0 and rising at this tournament. Switzerland, head coach Nora Berger, Columbus, Ohio native, coaches out at Grand Valley State, Division II powerhouse in women's lacrosse. Look at this movement by Japan, letting the ball do the work. 3 passes and they're in the attacking third. Now they have 3v2. They'll take their time getting set up. Mayataga giving up the ball, working it around to number 2, Risa Suzuki. Japan has scored so many goals I can't count, but they do a really nice job of spreading their offense. They have a lot of good attackers. You can't just focus on Kokoro, which is what I would do. Oh, what a cut by Kokoro. And the third save of the game, Louisa Moser. She is in fuego, folks. She is hot, hot, hot in that goal, and it's exactly what Switzerland needs. Yet again, they're gonna have to start detecting that Japan is pressing so tight on that defense. Beautiful cut. And that should be a shot and a score, but no, another save by Louisa Moser. very, very resilient team from Switzerland. They're already working with a small roster. Coach Nora Berger and her spirit of excellence doing a wonderful job getting this team ready for these World Championships. This is Nora's first, oh, look at that move by Kokoro. Her first World Championships coaching. She's doing a great job. Yoko Shibata, on the other hand, what a pro. She has come here to win. Kokoro is in, and Kokoro goes low and scores. She's got the one sleeve up. That's right, showing her guns early in the match.
Japan goal line number 11, Kokoro Nakazawa. With 7.5 minutes remaining in the first period, the score Japan 2, Switzerland 0.
Japan leads 2-0 in the first. 7 minutes to go. Switzerland desperately looking to get on the board. As we head back to the draw control circle, I believe that's number 31, Salome Baumberger, who brings some height to the draw control circle. Number 6, Chisa Kobayashi on the draw, won by Sweden. It's number 10, Anouk Andres. And Switzerland will wheel it around, get their feet wet. I always recommend this to start games, waiting for their substitutes to come on. Anouk gives it up. Number 8 is Stephanie Berger, no relation, in case you were wondering. That's Anouk Andres with the ball. Stephanie Berger. Look how tight the Japanese defensive, not allowing for much room. Well, what do you do? Well, Switzerland's gonna have to make harder cuts. And when there's another example. Just the overall movement from Japan, it's not only elegant, it's quick. And look at that. Was that a bounce pass? Oh, I believe it was. And there's a shot off the crossbar. The 6x6, a goalkeeper's best friend, as we all know. Louisa Moser must have had a little chat with that 6x6. A lot of goalkeepers will constantly touch the the uprights, just to make sure they're positioned properly. There's our player that we like to profile, Christy Grovem, on the foul. She will depart with a card. And Japan will go woman up with a 2-0 lead and just 5 minutes to play here. We'll update you on all the rule differences for our American audience. And those around the world who are just tuning into international lacrosse for the first time. You'll see 6v6 inside the restraining line here. Oh, beautiful cut, and there's a nice goal by number 6 from Japan, Chisa Kobayashi. We've seen a lot of smiles. Number 20 on Lee for Switzerland, one of the leaders of this Swiss team.
With just under 4.5 minutes remaining in the first quarter, the score, Japan 3, Switzerland 0.
And that horn you heard is they're taking a break. Not sure if it's a water break. I think so. It's been warm here, folks, in Towson, Maryland. We're at the Towson University Johnny Unitas Stadium complex. We're on field 2. I can see field 3. There are 29 nations here competing, and what a joy it's been and an honor to be here and to call games. Please come out if you haven't yet. We still have another week. This is day 6 of the championships. I believe USA just took on England on Johnny Unitas Stadium behind me. I believe they won that game, the United States over England.
Yeah, they ain't taking that square with that.
And the horn whistles play back in. This will give me an opportunity to mention our officials today. So important to keeping the players safe, and we thank them for their service. Jen Whalen, Sarah Feen Alterman, Amy Basile, and Paul Monahan are your officials today. A group of 4 of many officials here, as well as tech people from ESPN. We've had over 100 plus games we will for these World Lacrosse Championships, raising the profile of the sport, hopefully to get to the 2028 Olympics in Los Angeles. Draw control. Salome. Baumberger on that draw control, won by Japan. Number 16 is Monica Jones. She gives it up around to number 10, Maya Fuji. One of the other big rule changes is, I shouldn't say a change, it's in international, there's no shot clock. Oh, that's just a terrific cut. That's just too easy. Number 10, Maya Fuji scores there, and she just found a way, lost herself from the defender in Switzerland and was wide open in front of the cage. Can't ask Louisa Moser to do much with that. So in the next World Championships, I believe, and I hope that there will be a shot clock. Well, why do we want a shot clock? Well, one thing it will do, it will create more possessions. And when you create more possessions for each team, then you create more opportunities to score. And then there will be more scoring. But for me, personally, no stalling at the end of games. Without a shot clock, teams that are in the lead by 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever it is, they'll pretty much just spread out, and then you've got to go chase them. But with a shot clock, they will be required to finish a possession. And I think when the NCAA adopted those rules, both on the men's side, here comes Japan, just left. Wide left. Exactly. 3 passes and a shot by Japan. And you'll see that a lot. And what will happen is at the halftime stats, look at the shot totals. If your team's getting double the shots, you're more likely to score more goals. Just more like, not a guarantee. Good defense there by Salome Baumberger. The grass out here, the ball really doesn't go out of bounds very often, I've noticed, which I like because it keeps the game flowing. More, maintaining possession for Japan here, in fact. Just 4-0 here, Switzerland. Doing their very best. Oh, that's a beautiful cut and another save. Louisa Moser. Yes, she did. Four saves on my stat sheet here. Feels like 14 for Louisa Moser from Switzerland. Keeping them in the game here, just 4-0. And you can see right here, Japan is pressing high. They're saying, let's see your stick skills. Can you beat us on the ground? Can you beat us through the air? And to do that, you've got to have good stick skills, good execution. Let's see what number 3 here does for Switzerland, Laura Conrad. She'll go backwards, and remember, no shot clock, so there's I was gonna say a good change of field, but the pass was not executed. And this is something that Japan does well. They execute. Their technical skills are very, very good. I will be interested to see. I will be following them for sure. As we wind down here in the first quarter, 30 seconds to go, there's a shot. Wide right. You'll notice the clock stops with 30 seconds left in each of the first 3 quarters. Here comes Monica Jones. Anybody want to guard? Oh, just see, look at how they're sharing the rock. And another save by Louisa Moser. Another save, wow. She is electric, Louisa. And a terrific distribution pass from the goalkeeper. Unfortunately dropped. Just relentless pressure. The fans from Switzerland are now standing and applauding as the horn blows. And it should for Louisa Moser. The score at the end of the first quarter. Japan 4, Switzerland 0. Stay tuned. We're going to be right back. The 2022 World Lacrosse Women's Championships here on ESPN.
The Edge Pro Carbon is the latest complete stick from Brine Lacrosse, featuring true offset technology, ISO warp and mesh, to help drive the ball right into the sweet spot. And paired with our latest Edge Pro Carbon handle, this stick is guaranteed to help you find your edge over the competition. You can test and buy new Brine products all week long at the Brine tent in the Fan Village and the festival event at Goucher College. Gate Lacrosse is an official equipment sponsor of the U.S.
How about want to do head coaches, or do you feel like we should be doing players? Okay, let's do the player Runa Fujita starting in goal for Japan, since Maiko Iwata is not starting. And welcome back, Lacrosse fans. That's a shot of Runa Fujita, number 3, who is pitching a shutout at this moment, but only because there have been no shots on goal by Team Switzerland yet, whereas Japan has 12 shots on goal. We're at the draw control circle. Japan has 2 outstanding goalkeepers. Runa is one, and the other is Maiko Iwata. And they will interchange regularly. Team Switzerland looking to get on the board first. They win that draw control. I'm sure Coach Berger had some inspiring words at the end of the first quarter, telling her team, we need to get some shots on goal. We can't score if we're not shooting on goal. 25, Francesca Fizzi. Gives it up top to number 8, Steffi Berger. Anouk Andres, number 10, leaning in. A lot of traffic. Almost everywhere you turn, there's a red jersey tightly marking a white jersey. Japan, their defense has been stellar. And look at the speed at which they're moving here. Beautiful passing. There's a shooting space violation invariably. They just keep you on your toes. Japan, free position shot by number 21. And there's a goal. Number 7 knocks that in. A lot of times just passing off that 11-meter mark. Number 7 is Mio Takahashi with the goal. Number 5 for Japan.
Japan goal by number 7, Mio Takahashi. With just over 12.5 minutes remaining in the half, the score: Japan 5, Switzerland 0.
And we're gonna go back to the draw control. Guess who? Number 11, Kokoro Nakazawa. She's in her sophomore season at Louisville. She has been nothing short of spectacular, but a couple behind the back goals from Kokoro. That's a foul. Anytime the cross goes anywhere near the head, it will be a foul. The fouling player must retreat 4 meters behind. The officials have been just really set on that. It's one of the rule changes I'd like to see in the next. There's inside shot, right down Broadway. That's number 2. Risa Suzuki, the midfielder. She played in 2017. She brings a lot of experience to this Japan side, who, oh, by the way, has appeared 7 times in the World Championships. And they play like it. Their best finish was 5th in 2005.
Switzerland 0.
And their most recent finish in 2017 was 9th. So, as I was saying, in the NCAA, you're allowed to quick restart. And so when a foul is committed and the whistle's blown, really within a matter of a few seconds, a player can pick up the ball and restart. And not so here. You'll notice whistles blow, players must retreat. It really does slow things down, which is, it's okay. It's just a different rule, but I think everything that you could do to speed up the pace of play is a good thing for this game, and including a shot clock. Those are the 2 things I would do first if I was on the rules committee. Japan probing. Just look at their cuts. I mean, they're just so quick. Good defense by Switzerland. Notice sticks high, young ones watching the game. Sticks up. And there's a shot just high over the crossbar by number 7 from Japan, Mio Takahashi. As Louisa Moser distributes the ball, and Fatou Condé brings it up for Switzerland. Look at this. Look at the double team. Relentless smothering defense. Comes Kokoro. They attempt to do some very high-level challenging passes because They know each other, and I mentioned their technical skills are superior, and so a lot of times they will make difficult catches in tight spaces. It's another violation by number 2. Laura Rickley. Free position shot off that shooting space. And there's another goal, a rocket, a missile by number 10 from Japan. Maya Fuji, the midfielder. So I believe we're looking at multiple different scorers now by Japan as they take a 7-0 lead.
The score Japan 7, Switzerland 0.
Back to the draw control circle we go. Number 6 for Japan, Chisa Kobayashi will take on, that looks, thank you, Hannah Boomen for Switzerland. It's a battle in itself, the 3v3 battle in between the restraining lines. Something you want to watch. The draw control usually resulting in a ground ball. Ideally, the draw control specialist wins it by herself immediately. Illegal draw control is where the ball goes over the head of both players, which we've seen many of them tonight. Oh, Monica Jones, a beautiful feed inside and another goal. Just efficiency at its best. Number 19, Kana Kame for Japan registers the 8th goal. Still pitching a shutout.
Today goal by number 19, Kana Kame.
I would say, you know, for Team Switzerland, I'm sure Coach Nora Berger is over there trying to figure out, you know, how do we get into this game? She's dealing with a smaller roster, no alternate, so I would say, you know, you've got to pick up your pace of play, but these players have already played 3 games. You know, you're dealing with some fatigue factor. There's still a week of play left, so it's a give and take. But there's no quit in this Switzerland, Team Switzerland, I promise you. I'm gonna get on the board here first. And that will be a foul. And that is number 2, Laura Rickley. She will go right at goal, I believe. Runa Fujita looking at her first attempt on goal tonight. Just missed high left. And you notice 2 Japanese defender crashing in on Rickley, creating pressure. You know, and Runa Fujita, the goalkeeper, takes up a big amount of that 6x6 cage. So it's not as easy as you think to score goals in lacrosse, which is why you need to change levels and be deceptive in your shot making. Rickley, again, beautiful cut left. And look at the speed here. One of the few errant passes, and Moser, rightly so, quickly gets to the end line first. First person to the end line wins possession of the ball. That's why you always want to have a player backing up usually before you shoot. And then when that ball goes out of bounds, you are closest to that end line. And so you then maintain possession. As Team Switzerland is looking to clear, another stat on the board is your ability to clear the ball, the clear percentage. And Japan making it very difficult. Doing a nice job of changing the fields. And what that will do is it creates space in between for cutters. Laura Rickley. Just needed to catch her breath. She's okay. Giving the thumbs up to Coach Berger. And the official. Switzerland. As we wind down here in the second half, 3.5 minutes to go, thereabouts. Japan is unbeaten in this pool, 3-0. Haudenosaunee, Liz Bevel's team, the Iroquois women's national team, is in second place, and they will advance to the championship bracket. And my mighty producer Wayne's gonna show us what's going on in those brackets throughout this broadcast at some point, just to keep you up to speed on what's happening here. Day 6 of the 2022 World Lacrosse Women's World Championships. 29 nations converging onto Towson, Maryland, and the world is indeed watching. Thank you, ESPN, for over 100+ games to elevate World Lacrosse. Number 20, An Lee. Got to meet An with Nora before the tournament began. She's the funny one on the team, I've decided. Here comes Switzerland. Pretty serious right now. Nothing funny about being down 8-0. They're working hard. They're doing their best out here, as are all the teams. You saw that defense, right? The Japanese team is just waiting to pounce on these passes. You've got to make better cuts. You've got to cut away and come back. I think Team Switzerland needs to do a little bit of a better job of creating space for themselves. And how do you do that? Well, you take 3 steps one way and then you cut back hard. All you're trying to get is about a yard of space to either receive a pass or blow by your defender and shoot on goal. Oh, almost intercepted there. Here's An Lee. Good double team there. An wisely gives it up. Somebody's open. If you're doubled, somebody's open.
Red flag.
Under 30 seconds. Look at these cuts back to the ball. That is how you do it, folks. Team Japan, Kokoro, Nakazawa with the ball, looking for cutters. Right in, and another save. Oh, big save. As we wind down here, under 7 seconds to go. Louisa Moser, big save. And there's your horn, ladies and gentlemen. That is the second quarter end. We are at halftime right now. Your score, Japan 8, Switzerland 0. But they will not quit. Switzerland will do their very best to get back in this in the second half. Please don't go anywhere, folks. You're watching the 2022 World Lacrosse here on ESPN.
Yo. Do you know? I've seen it all before. This goes Tiger. Just a shot from the bending knee. My main man, Money the King. Hey, nothing I ain't seen.
Okay, old school. Have you seen someone ball like John Morant? You know you can't. You've never seen anyone like a thing. The point guard Queen, Sky, or Chloe Kim. You know there's never been anyone else like them? Look, OG, no disrespect. I know you think you've seen everything, but you ain't seen nothing yet. Checkmate.
Every player knows the skills you learn on the field can be the foundation for anything you choose to do in life.
Thank you for the sweat, the tears, the pride, and for the celebration we share.
When I reach for a stick, it's like I'm shaking hands with history. Thank you for connecting me to a greater community.
It's more than a game to me. It's a gift to be a positive force in young athletes' lives. And I'm thankful I can help the next generation develop a love for the sport.
When I was his age, those moments on the field meant everything. Thank you for giving us a way to stay connected, even as they get older.
We're growing beyond goals on the field.
And our futures are united.
You give me the opportunity to fuel aspirations
and to ignite potential.
So thank you, Lacrosse.
For inspiring me to be me.
We are better,
Safer.
and wiser together.
And we're building a stronger future
For everyone.
And welcome back, Lacrosse fans. I'm Jamie Watson. Happy to be here with you at halftime of the 2022 World Lacrosse Women's Championship here on ESPN. We're going to take a quick look at Pool E standings right now. You're looking at Japan. You can see why they're 3-0. They're just, their skills are just superb. Haudenosaunee at 3-1 in second place. I believe they won earlier. And you see China, Switzerland, and Argentina. The first two teams advance to the championship bracket. And let's take a look at the Pool A standings. That's where your highest seeded teams are. The USA played earlier against England. They won that game, but England gave them a game, as did Canada. So, next time around, any one of those could win, and we'll see. US 4-0, Canada 2-1, England 2-2, and Australia and Scotland rounding out the bottom. And don't forget about that little nugget. And we'll talk about it when we get back. But right now, we're going to go to break, and then we'll talk about it later. Stay tuned. We'll be right back here on ESPN. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, lacrosse fans all over the world. What a beautiful sight that is. You're watching the 2022 World Lacrosse Women's World Championships here on ESPN. Let's take a look at our first half stats, and there's a couple that jump out at you, as you imagine. 21-1 in shots is a dominant performance by Japan. The turnovers by Switzerland is really hurting them, 11-1, obviously, and then. But one area Switzerland is hanging in there are the draw controls, and that is something that they continue to creep up in that stat, then they can do much better and get on the board. Currently, right now, it's 8-0. They just need a little momentum here at halftime. We're going to come right back for the second half. Please stay with us. Don't go anywhere. We are here on ESPN.
We want the gold medal. We've been dreaming of it our entire lives. But this summer, we want more. We have an opportunity together to change the sport and women's athletics for the better. The eyes of the lacrosse community will be on us. Never has this sport been more popular. Never has this platform been bigger. So what's this about? A team of talented women with a shared goal. Inspiring a new generation, one whose identity is a sense of pride and not a limitation. Relentlessly pursuing equity in our sport and beyond. We want the greatness of all women's athletes to shine. The world will be watching. Let's put on a show. This is more than a medal. Are you with us?
Fasten your seatbelt.
The game you've always loved just found a new gear.
Introducing World Lacrosse Sixes.
It's speed and scoring.
Tempo and transition.
Athleticism and action.
It's big-time energy packed onto a smaller playing surface.
It's the game you've always loved, brought to you at warp speed.
It's lacrosse on the Autobahn.
Don't blink. This is World Lacrosse Sixes.
And welcome back, lacrosse fans. I'm Jamie Watson. So thanks so much for joining us here on ESPN. There's a big smile and a new goalkeeper entering. One we've discussed, number 4, Maiko Iwata. She has been having an outstanding tournament, as has Runa Fujita. We're about to get started. Draw control circle. It's a beautiful shot here. You can see 3v3 inside the restraining lines is where the draw control takes place, and then you see the other players. Everyone has an opportunity to come and pick up that ground ball. Let's see who wins this battle in between the restraining lines. Baumberger against number 6. Chisa Kobayashi wins that one for Japan beautifully. Nice cut. And there's a shot to score. Oh, right between the 5-hole, ladies and gentlemen. And also, we have a new goalkeeper for the Switzerland side, and that is number 22, Jacqueline Spinner. Also known as Jackie. Jackie Spindler. Jackie giving Louisa Moser a break, who had an outstanding first half with, guess how many saves? So 9 saves for Louisa. And there's Yoko Shibata giving the eyeballs. What a tremendous job she's done with this team from Japan. They just ooze confidence, and we've talked about this is their 7th appearance. They know their way around international lacrosse, and they are really looking to make some noise here at this event next week. And there's a draw control win by Switzerland. Team Switzerland would love nothing more than to open the second half with a registered goal. Working around up top is Laura Rickley. Laura's got good speed, good cutting abilities. Steffi Berger. Passing to Deborah Shorno. Unfortunately, ball hits the turf, and you know, the Japanese are playing so tight defensively that they're right there. And here's a ground ball wanted stat. And that is Fatu Conde. Switzerland's just not getting any breaks. Looks like she took a pretty hard shot to the shoulder. She's just calming herself down. She's asking everybody, give me some space. It's okay. Trainer comes out, it's gonna keep an eye on her. She's turning around saying, I'm okay. There's been some great sportsmanship throughout the week. ESPN has brought many terrific shots of the good sportsmanship that we hear. They announce before every game, which I am such a fan of. They discuss that this is an important part of what we're doing here. Something that we need worldwide. And that is another unforced turnover. I believe the 13th for Team Switzerland. The weather couldn't be any nicer, folks. I mean, it's gorgeous. I think the temperature might even be in the low 80s, if not high 70s. The sun is behind some clouds, and everyone is enjoying a breeze in the stands. And it was not that way earlier today. So this is a wonderful reprieve. Japan ahead in this one, 9-0. Just wonder how fatigued Team Switzerland is. Japan's so quick, just running by people, creating space for themselves pretty easily. What do you do when your opponent is faster than you? And Team Switzerland's doing it. Back up, back up, back up. Coco Rowe with a beautiful pass. It's funny, sometimes when you're trying to change levels, the ball will pop out of your cross. Like that. One thing that will keep the ball in the cross is the cradle. And the cradle is, you know, basically that motion right hand above the left, or vice versa, depending on your dominant hand, and cradling it back and forth, left and right in front of you with some speed. There's a little bit of an example there. And there's a shot. Wide left. Jackie Spindler doing a nice job in goal. She's fairly imposing in that goal, giving a different look for Team Japan. The lacrosse cage is 6x6. Free position shot here for Japan. Oh, and there's a shot on goal, and that will count by number 6, Chisa Kobayashi. Let's take a quick look and let me tell you all of the names real quick because they deserve it. But Maya Fuji has 2 goals, Risa Suzuki 1, Chisa Kobayashi, Takahashi, Kokoro Nakazawa, Shihomi Hosame, Miho Sakurai, and Kana Kame all have scored. 8 different players. You can't just guard one. They can all score. Back to the draw control circle we go. Some teams making their first appearance for Switzerland, Team Switzerland, this is only their 2nd appearance. So they will learn and grow, certainly under the spirit of excellence leadership of head coach Nora Berger. I am quite certain they will get better and grow, and with the spirit of Team Switzerland growing, the key is to grow your team, your club teams back home in Switzerland. And then the best players from those club teams try out, and then they make the team, and that's how we grow world lacrosse. So very proud of all the women here competing this week, doing their very best out here. We've seen so much joy on their faces. We've had some great games too, folks, some really competitive games. In fact, Switzerland did win a barn burner thriller overtime game against Argentina. They'll never forget that victory. Overtime wins, by the way, overtime international, it's 4-minute golden goal. I don't think we're going to see that tonight, but there have been some. Ireland's victory, overtime victory, escapes me right now who they won, but that was just an awesome game, and Ireland playing very well this week. Team Switzerland, no quitting them, working the ball around, wheeling left, wheeling right, ground ball, Francesca Frizzi hustling back. You can see the Japanese defense, it's intense. I think I should remind you they've only allowed 12 goals in the entire first 3 games. That's good. Number 7 is in, she shoots, and that's a good save by Jackie Spindler of Switzerland. If I'm building a team, you know, I always say draw control specialist, because when you win the draw control, that's a big deal. And then goalkeeper, gotta have a solid goalkeeper. And then, you know, superstar goal scorers like Kokoro Nakazawa. And there's Monica Jones, and she pings the post for Japan. But they pick up that ground ball, relentless on both sides of the field, attacking, defending, Japan. So fun to watch. And they would probably remind me about, wait, what about defense? Defense wins championships, Jamie. And I would agree. Oh, cute. Cute little flip behind the goal. There's 18. Another post. It's a game of inches, isn't it, folks? I mean, I think that post is, I need to measure the post. I think it's 3 inches, 4 inches on those crossbars and the uprights. Japan has hit it several times, but anytime you hit on the inside of those, that ball usually goes in. And it is true, the best defense sometimes is your best offense. Because if the ball never goes in, you can't win. Japan ahead 10-0 here. Pitching the shutout. Team Switzerland. They're going to do everything they can to not walk off with a goose egg here. And another unforced turnover by Team Switzerland. That would be 14 to Japan's 1. And I've noticed Japan, there's a beautiful cross-field pass. 20 yards, 30 yards, they're in. And when it's hot out, as it probably will be, hello, it's July here in Baltimore, Maryland. It's going to be warm if you're a betting person. So let the ball do the work. There's a 20-yard pass right there. Let the ball do the work. Again, very few steps or energy used, but they're moving Team Switzerland defense. What happens when you move a defense around? They get tired. What I've noticed is that you tend to lull them to sleep a little bit, and then Kokoro gets the ball and says, oh, let me just do a flyby right here. And one way to beat defenders is changing speeds. Beautiful cut. And there's an awesome behind-the-back goal by Monica Jones. Look at the smile on her face. Listen, I'm sure if you're doing a behind-the-back goal, and you better make it, because I bet Yoko Shibata, head coach, is like, that would be a rule on my team. You can go ahead and do that, but you best make it. You best not miss.
With just over 3 minutes remaining in the third quarter, the score, Japan 11, Switzerland 0.
I talk a lot about the goal in opening night where the USA beat Canada 16-11, but still I've not seen a better goal than Dana Dopey's goal of, she's probably at the 11-meter mark. She's out there pretty far. Her back completely to the goal, doesn't even look at the goal, and shovels it with speed to beat goalkeeper Liz Hogan. Just incredible. Now, don't try that at home. Dana Dopey is a veteran of, been playing a long, long time. She's got a sixth sense about that cage that usually comes with a lot of experience. Sometimes you're just born with it, which is why I like talking about Kokoro Nakazawa, who's sprinting on the field with her trademark black boots. She's just entering into our screen right now. Kokoro playing her ball at Louisville University, a rising program in Division I women's lacrosse. Over 127 players here at this event, and I think there's some 500 plus players, play Division I, II, or III here in America. Oh, beautiful give and go. Did you see that? That is a set piece play. Very similar in other sports. Give and go. Back cut. Get ready. And sometimes it's just enough to confuse the defenders. Number 5 scores that goal. Maya Taga. And after every goal, you'll notice the officials will do a stick check to make sure that it's legal. You cannot have a deep pocket in the cross.
With just over a minute to play in the third quarter, the score, Japan 12, Switzerland 0.
I'm trying to think of the exact number, but if you watch the official, how deep the pocket is, I believe the ball cannot drop below the, or you're looking at it right now, the side of the cross. So some of the ball has to be basically seated up. I'm going to say it's a couple inches, maybe 3. I'll need to get that for you when we get back. But it is a shallow cross, okay, in general. The men's lacrosse head, the pocket is deep. In other words, when you stick the ball in a men's cross, you can see the entire ball below the level of the cross. And it's one reason why men are able to generate more speed. I think that, you know, an estimate Charlotte North can generate about 60 to 70 miles per hour. And then I think I read in the men's side, it's like 110. So, of course, men have larger muscle mass as well, but it's also that deep pocket. Japan in, goes 5-hole on Jackie Spindler. That's number 2. She gets on the board. Risa Suzuki again, her second goal tonight. Japan takes a 13-0 lead. Just 10 seconds left in this third quarter. You'll notice the clock is stopped.
With just over 10 seconds remaining.
Under 30 seconds, they stop the clock. But in the fourth quarter, here's another rule change for all you newly minted international lacrosse fans, is in the fourth quarter, clock stops with 2 minutes to go. And it does make a difference if you're down 2. I believe Ireland, in the Ireland game, they were down 2 with under 2 minutes, and then they tied it and went into overtime and got the golden goal with the win. So you can really come back with all that stoppage time. Let's see if Japan will score. And they do. 0.3 seconds left. Pedal to the metal. Coach Shibata, she's got a little sly grin on her face under that mask. She has to be pleased with their performance as the goal by number 6, Chisa Kobayashi, is announced. Unassisted. Draw control, and the whistle blows with 0.3 seconds, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is the end of the third quarter. Here on ESPN Plus is Japan 14 and Sweden. Okay, this is my 12th game. Hang in there with me. 0 for Switzerland. When we come back, we will bring you the final fourth quarter here on ESPN.
Gatorade has launched Fuel Tomorrow, a new multi-year initiative to help everyone have equal opportunity to play sports and realize their potential. Learn more at Gatorade.com/community.
We don't have time. Still there tomorrow, right?
Maverick Lacrosse is proud to sponsor teams competing at the highest level. Compete above with the Ascent Plus Complete Stick. World Lacrosse Sixes is a new format of our sport that features short, action-packed games played on a smaller field with fewer players. With 6 players taking on the challenge of offense and defense, a shot clock, and running quarters, the excitement and speed of lacrosse are on full display. Fans can see the games that players and coaches are raving about by watching Sixes at the World Games in Birmingham, Alabama from July 7th to 17th.
Come on.
Oh, you feeling a little anxious, are you?
Yeah, I was looking at it, I thought there was only 1 minute left.
You feel a little froggy?
More games, yeah, definitely.
See, who may be concerned? James just feel a little froggy.
And welcome back, folks. It is a beautiful evening here in Towson, Maryland. We're about to start the fourth quarter at these 2022 World Lacrosse Women's World Games here at Towson University. What a week it's been. We are at day 6. The score here, Japan dominating 14-0 over Team Switzerland. Still fighting, and as they should. You know, all the teams will go on to play. If they're not obviously in the championship bracket, they will move on to play in the consolation bracket, and placement matters at the end of the week. So everybody continues to play. There's no knockout per se. Everybody continues to play, which is why Coach Berger, Coach Yoko Shibata have to care who's playing, how much, are we healthy, how are our goalkeepers doing. It's just a constant management of your roster. And it's going to matter a whole lot to Team Switzerland where they place. They may not win this game. In fact, they most likely will not. But at the end of the week, when they've spilled their guts and heart and soul out on these lacrosse fields and they place higher than they have ever placed, it will matter. It will matter to them. It will matter to their country. Look at the speed. Great cuts. You can see how easily they're creating space for themselves. And look at all the running Switzerland has to do. And that matters. You get tired, and that's what one of the things you attempt to do as a maestro, Yoko Shibato, is on the other side of the field. Let's just move it around. Let's move this Switzerland team around. Let's tire them out, as if they aren't already somewhat fatigued. Remember, this is the 4th game for both teams. Good defense by Switzerland. Packed it in nicely. Rejected that shot by Japan. Number 2, Laura Rickley. She's had a nice tournament. Laura, at the bottom of our screen here, Laura's got good speed. She is very adept at creating space for herself. And there is another forced turnover, which kind of is the story here tonight. 15 for Team Switzerland. It's not always the case. They played much better against Argentina, but as you all know, sometimes on any given day, sometimes you play better, sometimes you don't. Kokoro Nakazawa. Keep your eyes on her, ladies and gentlemen, throughout the rest of this tournament. Number 11 for Japan. Rising superstar, if not already superstar. I'm sure all the young girls in Japan who are watching on ESPN right now, I want to be like Kokoro. And I hope they're all headed out to learn this game of lacrosse and try to get a spot on this team. Won't be easy. There's a feed and a shot. Wide right. Jackie Spindler all over that. She was on it. There's an example of Japan being closer to the end line. They maintain possession. There's Kokoro. Maya Fuji. I've covered a couple Japan games, beginning to learn their names, and very fond of watching them, and I hope that they make noise and upset some teams up above them. They come in as a 9 seed. Kokoro in. And again, Kokoro is fouled around the head and neck area, and that will be a free position shot for number 11. Big smiles for her. It's one thing I've seen a lot of today. The joy on the faces of the women that are here. They truly love what they're doing. I spoke to Megan Whittle earlier, number 5 for England. She said, it's just so much fun, Jamie. I wouldn't want to be anywhere else England losing today to the USA, but really put up a good fight. Kokoro. Kokoro's in, and Kokoro scores. Look at that smile. No stranger to the goal scoring for Japan.
By number 11, Kokoro Nakazawa.
Let's look behind. You'll see the stick check by the referee, making sure that that pocket is indeed shallow.
Switzerland, 0.
Winding down here, under 9 minutes. 9:43, I'm sorry, under 10 minutes. 15-0. If I'm Team Switzerland, I am determined to get a goal. No goose eggs. We'll see if they're able to do it. If I know Nora Berger, she's over there telling them, let's get one. We are not going to get shut out here. There's Rickley doing her best to try to get a draw control, but unsuccessful. Japan with 10 draw controls, Switzerland with 7. We do know one thing, that Japan will play on Tuesday, July 5th against New Zealand at 6 p.m. right here on Tiger Field. I will be tuning into that one. Japan, I have not, there's a shot and another score. A little leap by number 17, Miho Sakurai. She'll put the 16th goal on the board. I have not laid eyes on New Zealand yet. I don't know much about them.
Japan goal by number 17.
But I know a lot about Japan, and I know that that game is going to be competitive.
Ayu Fuji. With just over 8 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter. Japan 16, Switzerland 0.
We're looking at New Zealand finishing at 4-0 in their pool, and most certainly Japan will finish 4-0. So there you're going to have a matchup of 2 undefeateds, but someone will walk away with a loss after that game. Kokoro in the draw control circle. Laura Rickley. Rickley's tough. Look at her. Switzerland fighting and fighting. Number 33, Shanine Rickner.
I mean, you can hold the way to 1,000, but what's that?
Risa Suzuki in front. There's a behind the back shot attempt by Kokoro. I've seen her make one, now I've seen her miss one. You know, when games are close and tight and you're crossing and trying to do a no-look shot on goal, when you could easily, there's an intercepted pass, face up and change levels, and I'm the coach, you should face up and change levels. The accuracy is so much easier than the no-look pass. So no showboating, in other words. Now, a lot of times that no-look passes, I mean, behind the back is called for. If you're moving across the goal and you've gone, you know, past it, then there's another shot to score by number 5 from Japan, Maya Taga, the attacker.
Japan goal by number 5, Maya Taga.
7 players on this roster with experience in international play.
17, Switzerland 0.
And 7 also from Team Switzerland, believe it or not. And you know what? They're just going to get better and better. I'll remind you, this is their only their second appearance, while This is the 8th appearance by Japan. Just want to give a quick thank you to our referees again. They don't get enough credit for keeping everybody safe. Jen Whalen, Seraphine Alterman, Amy Bazile, and Paul Monahan. Thank you for your service tonight. And thank you for our public address announcer, everybody sacrificing time, energy, my producer Wayne, everyone here in the trucks, bringing you some of the best images I've seen, and just tremendous job by ESPN. It's important to see these, not only the camera angles and what they're bringing to us, it's for all the young girls out there. And when USA plays and they pan to the stadium bleachers out there, and there's just throngs of young girls screaming for Charlotte North, Marie McCool, that's what it's about. Anouk, Andres. Another turnover by Switzerland. And here comes Japan. They talk about no quit. Just every opportunity. That's the right pass. And Monica Jones. Now there was a good example, young ones. Did you see her? The deception? The fake? Fake high, fake low, and then a goal score. 3 minutes, 43 seconds to go here.
Japan goal by number 16, Monica Jones. With the assist from number 19, Kana Kame. With just under 3
Kana Kame with the assist
Japan, 18,
on that goal.
Switzerland 0.
That would be the 41st shot by Japan. And guess how many? 30 on goal. That's good. That means they are very accurate, which is what you want to be. $18 goals for Team Japan. 2 minutes, 52 seconds to go. I'm sure Coach Yoko Shibata thinking about New Zealand tomorrow night, 6 o'clock, right here on Tiger Field. Come out and see it live. There's a shot, a nice bounce shot, and it goes in. Coach Berger jumping for joy. First shot on goal tonight, and look at the joy. This is why we do it. The laughter, the joy. The first shot on goal, and they score. Number 21. She was Christy Grovem and is our player to watch. Congratulations, Coach Berger on the right. Francesca Fizzi, number 25. Everybody's celebrating. 100% shot percentage, folks. One shot, one goal. A good coach will always point out the positive. More positives than negatives. Of course, the old positive sandwich, the one thing that we can improve on, but lots of praise. They play for the joy of the game. Most of these women, it's all about the joy. It's so great to see people play, P-L-A-Y. Playing sports is fun. Playing when you're in the zone and you're in the flow and you've got teammates and you're working, you work on a certain set piece and you execute it, and you only have one shot on goal and you score. And you see Christy Grovem smile. That made my day. Look at the speed. Japan wheeling right, wheeling left. She's in, and there's a shot and another goal. Number 17, Miho Sakurai from Japan scores goal number 19.
Japan goal by number
Switzerland
17.
1. No
Sakurai.
goose egg up on that scoreboard.
With just over a minute remaining in the fourth quarter.
109 to go here.
Japan 19, Switzerland 1.
Day 6. Remember, there will be a champion crowned at these 2022 World Lacrosse Women's World Championships on ESPN on July 9th. So make sure you find ESPN. I have ESPN Plus, and I'm always looking at lacrosse games. The fastest game on 2 feet. Here's the battle, the 3v3 battle. The draw control, great up-close shot. Got to keep those sticks level and then wait for the whistle. And that is a legal draw. Look at that far cross-field pass. Like I said, sometimes Japan will drop it, but they pick it up almost immediately. They rarely turn the ball over, change possession on their dropped passes. There's Kokoro, number 11. Beautiful roll dodge there. In. And another way to create space for yourself. Night, number 6 has been having. That's Chisa Kobayashi. She could very well be the woman of the match. For those of you at home that don't know, with 39 seconds here, at the end of every match, there is a player of the match selected who is honored after the game. Each team lines up, shakes hands. Thankfully, we can do that now. I think they shake, or maybe they just cross. They go by each other and honor each other with a good sportsmanship nod. And we wrap things up here on Tiger Field. Day 6 completed. Make sure you visit 2022 womensworldlax.com for all this. There's another goal by, could be another player of the match, Risa Suzuki, as we look at who is leading the goal scoring.
Red flag.
So far, it's Kobayashi with 4, Chisa.
Stop, dude. It's ignorant now.
Miho Sakurai has 3. That might be the 3rd for Risa Suzuki. Maya Taga, Maya Fuji with 2, Taga with 2, Kokoro with 2. Yep, that's the 3rd for Sakurai. And Suzuki. Monica Jones with 2. Takahashi, Hosome, and Kamei round out. It looks like 8, 9 different scores for Japan. 28 seconds to go here. And why do you get the sense that they're going to go right at the goal? Good pickup by Team Switzerland. That's number 31, Salome Baumberger. Here comes Kokoro. 2, 1. Good defense right to the very end by Team Switzerland, forcing that ball up high. Thanks so much for joining us. That's the final horn here, folks. The 2022 World Lacrosse Women's World Championships on ESPN. Your final score, 21, Team Japan, as we look at Yoko Shibato as we head out, and Switzerland with 1. Thanks for joining us here. I'm Jamie Watson. Have a terrific evening, 4th of July. Happy birthday, America. And to be back here tomorrow, there's some great games all across the ESPN platform. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you tomorrow.